Hey guys, this is the most important video you're going to watch during your STAAR remediation. This is the test that you took in April. You need to take notes and pay attention. Use the data that you pulled from the STAAR results so you can particularly pay attention to the ones that you missed. I'm going to work each problem, take notes, so that when you take the test next week, you will be successful. Also, please raise your hand and ask any questions that are necessary. Okay, here we go. Number 1. A fishbowl shaped like a sphere is filled with water. The fishbowl has a diameter of 16 inches. Which measurement is closest to the volume of water in the fishbowl in cubic inches? So, you need to use your STAAR reference chart, find volume, find sphere. There's your formula. Let's write it down. V equals 4/3 pi r cubed. Okay? They don't give us the radius, they give us the diameter. Okay? On a circle, the diameter goes all the way across, and this one is 16. D equals 16. The radius is half the diameter. So 16 divided by 2 is 8. So we know the radius is 8. So let's plug that in. V equals 4/3 pi 8 cubed. Let's put that in the calculator and see what we get. Here's the calculator. Let's turn it on. Here we go. 4 divided by 3, 4/3 pi, second pi, 8 whoops, let me back up. 4/3 pi 8 cubed. Our answer is 2,144.66. Therefore, your answer is A. Just plug it in the calculator. That's all you do on that. Number 2. Students in a science class investigated how the speed of sound changes with air temperature outside. The data are shown in the scatter plot. So this is over 8.5D, scatter plots. Based on the scatter plot, what is the best prediction of the speed of sound when the air temperature is 50 degrees Celsius? Here is our degrees, here's our temperature here. They want to know what is the best prediction when it is 50. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 would be here. Okay? So it's going to be along this line. You can ask for index cards on the STAAR test. I'm just going to use a piece of paper. Okay? And this looks like you just line up the data, not at the end of the data, and not here either. You got to get in the middle of the dots. So once you're in the middle of the data, when you draw your line, should look something like that. Okay? So see how it's in the middle. It's not over here, and it's not up here at the top. So let's see what answers we have. 350, we can eliminate that. 355, we can eliminate that as well. 360, let's see, these are done 330, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, this would be 360. And this looks like a winner right here, but let's double check. 365 would be up here, and that wouldn't work, okay? So our answer is H. That is how you do a scatter plot. Please ask for an index card if you need a sharp edge, or you can use a piece of paper, your pencil, whatever you need. Number 3. Okay, 4 plumbers estimated the length of the radius of a cylinder pipe. The estimates made by the plumbers are listed. Plumber W estimated the radius had a length of 3/25 inches. Plumber X estimated the radius had a length of the square root of 3 over 11 inches. Y estimated 9 over 100 inches. Z estimated pi over 24 inches. Which list shows these lengths in order from greatest to least? When you see that, you've got to convert these to a decimal. So let's do that right now. Here we go. 3 divided by 25, enter, 0.12. The square root would be second square root button, 3, divided by 11. Whoops. Divided by, you don't want that line to go across up there. Divided by 11, enter, 0.157. 9 divided by 100, 0.09. And pi divided by 24, 0.13. Okay, now we can put them in order. And it is from the biggest to the smallest. So the biggest number here is 0.15. Okay, so that would be first. The next number would be 0.13, which would be second, third, fourth. Okay, let's find that order. First is the square root of 3 over 11. It's going to be these two, so we can mark off A and C. Let's see, the next one should be 0.13, which is pi 24. So our answer is B. We're finished. Okay? Number 4. Jerry has a new job and earns a salary of $45,000. Victoria has a new job and earns a salary of $54,000. Jerry will receive a salary increase of $2,500 per year. Victoria will receive a salary increase of $1,500 per year. Which equation can be used to find X? The number of years it will take Jerry to earn the same salary as Victoria. Okay? So we want to figure out what Jerry's salary equals Victoria's. And Jerry earns $45,000 each year. Okay? Victoria earns $54,000. And let's see. Jerry is going to get $2,500 per year increase, so plus 2,500 X. And Victoria will get $1,500 a year X. Let's see which one looks like this or similar to this. Okay, immediately we can mark off this one because it's got the X in the wrong spot. Okay, that doesn't even work. Same for this one. Well, actually, this one has X's everywhere. That's really wrong. That looks good. And I just want to double check this one here. Okay, they got the X here, X. Too crazy. There's our X, and there's our X. Your answer is H. Okay, this is writing equations. Number 5. Natasha walked from the library to the grocery store and then to her house. The diagram shows the top view of the location of these 3 places and their distances from each other. Which measurement is closest to the shortest distance in miles from Natasha's house to the library? So her house to the library. I tell you, if any of you guys miss this thing, I'm going to freak out. We have done a million Pythagorean theorem problems. Okay, 8.7c. Let's figure out. We have the legs. On your formula chart, it's right here. Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And this one is just like that. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay? Abraham, you better watch this. I've worked a million of these with you. 1.7 squared plus 0.9 squared equals c squared. Let's put that in the calculator and see what we get. 1.7 squared plus 0.9 squared, enter. Now we want to take the square root of 3.7. So when we square root it, when we apply that to it, 3.7, it's going to give us 1.92. Okay? So we know C equals 1.92, therefore our answer is B. Number 6, a relation contains the points. Here's your points. Which statement accurately describes this relation? Okay. So it looks like they're going to be talking about a function, and the rule of functions is, think to yourself, we talked about it a million times, x's do not repeat. So let's see if this works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That works. This is a function. So let's see what it says here. The relation does not represent y as a function of x because each value of x is associated with a single value of y. Okay? That can't be true because there is 2 negative ones. So we know it's not f. The relation represents y as a function of x because only one value of y is associated with 2 values of x. That's not it either. The relation does not represent y as a function. Well, we know that's wrong because it is a function. The relation represents, and that was the same up here because it says not represent a function. The relation represents y as a function of x because each value of x is associated with a single value of y. That's your answer. That works. That's the only one that makes any sense. Number 7. And real quick on 6, this would be 8.5G. Okay? Number 7. In a museum, there's a sculpture in the shape of a cylinder. The cylinder has a diameter of 12 feet and a height of h feet. Which equation can be used to find V, the volume of the cylinder in cubic feet? Get your reference chart, find volume, find cylinder. There's your formula. Let's write that down. V equals capital B H. Remember, B is the area of the base. And this base of a cylinder is a circle. So let's rewrite the formula. Whoops, wrong circle. Let's rewrite the formula using pi r squared h. Okay? Now we can plug in what we know. The radius is, there's not a radius, just like we did on the prior question. The diameter is 12, therefore the radius is half, so it is 6. Let's plug in what we know. Pi 6 squared times h. And they're just saying h, so we need to see which one looks like this. They don't even want you to solve this one. So which one would look like this? We can mark off C and D immediately because they have the wrong numbers. And this one is squaring the whole thing, which is incorrect. Pi 6 squared h. Your answer is A. And this has to do with volume of a cylinder, and it's 8.6A. Number 8. Okay, let's see. We are down 16 minutes on this video. I hope, Andrew, you are paying attention. I hope you are paying attention, Giovanni and Joaquin. Okay, here we go. Julie started with 20 pieces of gum and gave away X pieces. Conrad started with 35 pieces of gum and gave away twice as many pieces as Julie did. How many pieces of gum did Julie give away if they had the same number of pieces of gum left? That kind of makes my head spin, but let's get through this. 8.8C for number 8. So Julie had 20 pieces of gum and gave away X pieces. And Conrad had 35 pieces of gum and gave away twice as many as Julie did, so 2X. How many pieces of gum did Julie give away if they had the same number of pieces of gum left? So we need to set these equations equal to each other. And she's going to give away pieces of gum. He's giving away twice as many. Let's use our calculator and see if we can figure this thing out. Okay, here we go. Hit y equals. Let me clear this thing out. Let me just clear the calculator. Second plus 712, enter. Okay, y equals. Okay, let's put in 20 minus x. Enter. And then let's put 35 minus 2x. Enter. Hit second graph. That's going to give us our table. Let's look up these answers and see if we can see if these columns are equal. Let's look at 18 first. Are these equal? No. Let's go to 5. Are these equal? No. Let's go to 15. Do these equal? 5 and 5. Yes, that is our answer. Our answer is H, and we are finished. We subtracted X because they're giving away candy. Okay. Let's see what we got now. Number 9. A container is shaped like a triangular prism. Each base of the container is an equilateral triangle with the dimensions shown. Since it's an equilateral, we know each side is the same. The container has a height of 15 centimeters. What is the lateral surface area of the container in square centimeters? Okay. Here we go. Surface area. We have a prism, a triangular prism, and they want the lateral surface area. S equals capital PH. Let's write that on our paper. S equals capital PH. P is the perimeter. So we're going to add these three sides together. 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18. Okay? So we know P is 18. And it tells us the height is 15. So 18 times 15. Let's put that in the calculator and see what we get. $18 times 15 is 270. So this is one that you would bubble in, so you would bubble in 270. And this is lateral surface area, it's 8.7b. That is the teak that we covered. We have done all these types of problems. We have completed lessons on all of these problems. Okay, here we go, number 10. Trapezoid PQRS is rotated 180 degrees about the origin to form trapezoid PQRS prime. Which statement is true? Let's see, so this is about rotations, and it's going to be 8.10a. So which statement is true? The sum of the angle measures of trapezoid PQRS is 180 degrees less than the sum of the angle measures of trapezoid PQRS prime. So they're going to rotate it 180 degrees. Let's look at that rule. Let me get my phone. These rules are not on your formula chart, so you will need to have them memorized. Here we go. Transformations. Rotations are down here at the bottom, and they're going to rotate it 180 degrees. So this is the rule for that. Not sure if we'll need it yet, but I'd like to have it on the paper. X, Y. Okay, there's the rule. So we know F is not correct because the measures are not going to be less. The angles are going to remain the same when it's rotated, so that's not the answer. Trapezoid PQRS is not congruent to trapezoid PQRS prime. That is not correct. As you can see, rotations are congruent. Okay, it's the same shape, it's just rotating. It's just rotating. That's not it. The area of trapezoid PQRS is less than the area of trapezoid PQRS prime. That's not it either because it's going to be the same. It's not going to get smaller like a dilation. The angle measures of trapezoid PQRS are equal to the corresponding angle measures of trapezoid PQRS prime. There's your answer. Yes, they're going to be the same. This figure is going to be the same. It is just rotating. Number 11. Which function is best represented by this graph? Okay? I don't want anybody to miss this. when you have this on the retest. We've done so many of these. It is the top one on your formula chart. Y equals mx plus b. Y equals mx plus b. M is your slope. X is the input. B is the y-intercept. And y is your output. Okay? This is so important here. This means, where does the line intersect the y-axis? Okay, this one intersects at -2. So we know B is -2. So in this formula, we know this needs to be -2 right here. So we can mark this one off because that has an 8, and this one off because that is an 8. That makes no sense. Now we need to find the slope. We have 1/4. We have 1/4 and we have 4. So let's find 2 points and do rise over run. Here's a point, of course, and it looks like this is a point. So we're going to go up 1 and over 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's going up, so we know it's positive. So therefore, our answer to number 11 is B. And this is 8.5i. Number 12. An employee put $5,000 in a retirement account that offers 9% interest compounded annually. The employee makes no additional deposits or withdrawals. Which amount is closest to the interest the employee will have earned at the end of 5 years? So they only want the interest, and we are going to use the compound formula. And it is right here on your formula sheet. Let's put that on our test. A equals principal 1 plus the rate times the time. So now we can plug in what we know. The principal is 5,000. The term is 1 plus 9% to get 9%. As a decimal, what is 9 divided by 100? You'll get 0.09 plus 0.09, and the years is 5. Let's put this in our calculator. 5,000, 1 plus 0.09, hat, and a 5. Enter. Okay? We're going to get 7,693.11. Okay? And as you can see, that's not one of your answers, because they only want the interest. This is everything. This is the principal plus interest. So we need to subtract the principal of 5,000. And then we'll get our answer. And it's 2,693.12. And your answer is J. And this is 8.12D. Number 13. In each diagram, line K is parallel to line L, and line T intersects lines K and L. Okay? So here's our parallel lines. This is our transversal. Okay? Based on the diagram, which statement is true? Doing a little laundry here. I'm sure y'all heard that. Okay? Fun stuff. Let's see. Based on the diagrams, which statement is true? The value of x is 79. Right here. This is what they're looking at here. Because the two angles shown in each diagram are congruent. Well, let's take a look. Our rules, if this is 79, we know this would be 79. And if this is 79, this would also be 79. The diagonal would be 79. So that is good. Let's read the other ones just to be sure. The value of x is 101. Well, we know this angle and this angle would need to equal 180. So this is not 101. X is not 101 because this is 101. So that's not it. The value of x is greater than 90 because the two angles shown in each diagram are obtuse angles. No, they're not obtuse. They're not obtuse when it's wide like that. That's not it. The value of x is 11 because the two angles shown in each diagram are complementary. That means they need to equal 90 degrees. And that is not a 90-degree angle. This is a 90-degree angle. So, A is your answer. You have plenty of time on the test to go through each answer and just make sure that this is correct. Number 14. Oh, one of these things. We've done quite a few of these. Number 14. Hot air balloon is released at ground level and it rises into the air at a constant rate. After 5 seconds, the height of the balloon is 20 feet. Okay. The balloon continues to rise at the same rate. Which table shows the relationship between the time in seconds x and the height of the balloon in feet? You can do this a number of ways. This is how I'm going to do it. So it rises at the same rate. So we know after 5 seconds, the height of the balloon is 20 feet. Okay, well, this is not going to be it immediately because at 10 seconds, it only goes up 2.5 feet. That's less than 20. So it's not going to be F. Let's mark that off. Let's figure out our rate. Our rate is always y over x. Here's y, here's x. So 20 divided by 5, that's going to give us 4. Okay? So 5 and 20 here. This would be 4. 40 divided by 10 is 4. 60 divided by 20 is not 4. So this is not going to be it. Let's see, 5 and 20. Well, 25 divided by 5 is not 4. And 5 and 20 here. So we have 4 here. 40 divided by 10 is 4. 80 divided by 20 is 4. 120 divided by 30. 160 divided by 40. And 200 divided by 50. This looks like our winner here. Another way to do this is to put each table in your calculator. Hit Stat, Edit, and for time's sake, we're just going to put in this one. So we got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And then over here, we've got 40, 80, 120, 160, and 200. Stat, tab over, 4, enter, 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 enter. There's your 4. Your slope is 4. This one is the only one that works. And this was 8.5a. Probably the last one is 15. Okay, this goes back to like the first day of school. Which Venn diagram correctly represents the relationship between rational numbers and irrational numbers? So we know that rational numbers and irrational numbers are groups. They are separate groups. They do not connect in any way whatsoever. And they're both categories of real numbers. So each answer has the real numbers, but there's only one that's going to work because it is the only one that's not connected. These are connected here. This one's within this one, and this one's within this one. Those are not correct whatsoever. It is A. Might have time for one more, but I think we're going to put it down now. So we did 1 through 15 on the STAAR test that you just took. Please use your notes. Go look up your STAAR test results and work these questions again so you will be successful. We will do 15 through 30 tomorrow. Thank you for watching.